What if your truck was built to fail from day one? Because some of the worst failures don't come from wear, they come from factory features. And even the most reliable brand isn't safe. This is where it starts. Feature number 1. The high-pressure fuel pump. A diesel pickup owner pulled into a fuel station, filled the tank with standard pump diesel, and drove away. 2 miles later, the engine lost power. By the time the tow truck arrived, the repair estimate was already at $14,000. The truck had done nothing wrong. The pump had done nothing wrong. The Bosch CP4 high-pressure fuel pump is simply not designed for the fuel quality found at American pumps. This is a factory engineering decision, and it has been linked to expensive failures across multiple brands. Most owners have no idea this pump is even in the truck until it grenades. The CP4 pump has been found in the Ford 6.7-liter Power Stroke in early model years, the GM Duramax LML, and the Ram Jeep 3.0-liter EcoDiesel. It's a German design built for European diesel, which carries higher lubricity than US pump diesel. When the pump does not get enough lubrication, it doesn't just stop working. It can shatter internally and send metal shards through the entire fuel system, contaminating everything downstream. The repair is not a pump swap, it is a full fuel system replacement. Injectors alone on a diesel can run $500 to $900 each. With 6 or 8 of them, plus the pump, rails, and labor, the final bill has regularly exceeded $10,000. Some owners have been quoted $18,000. The fix before it fails? Add a diesel fuel additive with high lubricity at every fill. Something like Stanodyne Performance Formula or Power Service Diesel Clean. It runs around $10 per tank and addresses the lubricity gap directly. The CP4 is a diesel problem. The next issue is sitting inside millions of petrol-powered GM trucks, and it was built in as a fuel-saving feature. Feature number 2. Cylinder deactivation. A Silverado owner noticed his truck shaking slightly at highway cruise. The dealer told him it was normal. 8 months later, the engine was consuming a quart of oil every 800 miles, and misfire codes would not clear. The active fuel management system, marketed as a fuel-saving benefit, has been collapsing filters inside the engine. The repair required a full camshaft and lifter replacement. The quote came to $4,200. This is the feature GM advertised as a benefit. Inside the engine, the story has been very different. GM's AFM system on the 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter V8 uses specialized collapsible filters to deactivate 4 cylinders during light throttle. The later DFM system goes further, cycling through multiple cylinder combinations at once. The failure point is the filter itself. When it collapses incorrectly, valve lift on that cylinder drops to 0. The camshaft absorbs the impact repeatedly. In severe cases, it's destroyed, sending metal debris through the entire oiling system. Elevated failure rates have been documented across 2014 through 2024 model years on trucks running these engines. The failure has been known to happen at 60,000 miles or at 160,000. There is no predictable threshold. Many owners install an AFM disabler module, a plug-in device for the OBD2 port that prevents the system from activating. They run around $50 to $80 and eliminate the risk without affecting anything else. GM built the weakness into the filters. Ford built theirs into the top of the engine, and it makes a noise most owners ignore until it's far too late. Feature number 3. Cam phaser failure. An F-150 owner started his truck on a cold morning and heard a metallic rattle from the engine for about 4 seconds. It went away once the engine warmed up. He ignored it for 6 months. When he finally took it in, the technician told him the timing chain had stretched and both cam phasers on the right bank were failing. The repair estimate was $3,800. Had he come in when the rattle started, the bill would have been $900. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost uses variable cam timing that runs on engine oil pressure. When oil is low, degraded, or slow on a cold start, the phasers do not get what they need. The early generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost from 2011 to 2020 has been particularly linked to this issue. The rattle on cold startup is the phaser struggling to build oil pressure. Ignored consistently, it can lead to timing chain stretch, and if the chain skips a tooth under load, the engine damage becomes catastrophic. The 5.4-liter Triton 3-valve engine from 2004 to 2010 has a related but different issue. The old or degraded oil can block the passages feeding oil to the cam phasers. Once they starve, the phaser seizes. Repairs on the 5.4-liter have often required a full engine replacement because internal damage spreads quickly. The fix is cheap if caught early. Run full synthetic oil and change it every 5,000 miles on any EcoBoost engine. On cold starts, let the engine idle for 60 to 90 seconds before driving. A cold start rattle lasting more than 2 seconds is not normal. Address it immediately. If this saved you from a $10,000 mistake, hit subscribe. This is what we break down every week. Feature number 4. The lifter tick and camshaft failure. A Ram 1500 owner heard a faint ticking noise at idle. His mechanic told him it was probably an exhaust manifold leak. Common on Hemis. Nothing to worry about. It was not the exhaust. 6 months later, the tick had turned into a knock. Metal shavings showed up in the oil filter. The camshaft had been eaten. The engine needed a full rebuild at $7,500. The Hemi tick is so common it has its own nickname. That familiarity is exactly why so many owners ignore it too long. The 5.7-liter Hemi V8 in Ram 1500 trucks uses roller filters with needle bearings inside each one. At idle, oil pressure drops. When it drops too low, the filters don't get enough adequate lubrication. A starved filter can seize and begin destroying the camshaft lobe above it. The engine misfires. Metal debris then circulates through the oiling system, reaching bearings, oil pump components, and eventually causing widespread internal damage. The Hemi tick is not always the filters. It can be an exhaust leak. Here's how to tell the difference. An exhaust leak tick speeds up with RPM and stays consistent. A lifter tick is loudest at idle and may quiet slightly as RPM rises and oil pressure builds. If the tick quiets at 2,000 RPM and returns at idle, that's the lifters. Do not wait. Running a heavier viscosity oil, such as 5W40 full synthetic in high mileage Hemis, can help maintain idle oil pressure. Some owners add an oil pressure gauge to monitor it directly. Any reading below 10 psi at idle on a warm engine is a warning sign worth acting on before the camshaft is gone. The Hemi tick is a single engine issue. The next failure spans 2 of the biggest truck brands on the road, inside a transmission that was supposed to be the future of fuel efficiency. Feature number 5. The 10-speed automatic transmission. An F-150 owner described his truck's shifting as feeling like someone kicking the back of the seat at every gear change. The dealer updated the software. It helped for a week. Then it was back. This hasn't been an isolated software calibration issue. It's been reported across millions of Ford F-150s and Chevrolet Silverados, and points to something more fundamental in how the transmission was engineered. The 10R80 10-speed automatic is a joint development between Ford and General Motors. It's fitted to the F-150 with the 5.0-liter, 3.5-liter EcoBoost, and 2.7-liter EcoBoost, and to the Silverado 1500 across multiple engine options. Reported issues fall into 2 areas. The first is harsh shifting and gear hunting from low mileage. The transmission cycles through gears so frequently that in stop-and-go traffic, it can feel erratic. The torque converter clutch engages and disengages aggressively, producing the kick and lurch many owners describe. The second concern is internal wear over time. As the transmission accumulates miles, it can lose the ability to hold gears cleanly, leading to slipping, flaring between gears, and in some cases, total transmission failure. A rebuild on a 10-speed has been running $4,000 to $7,000. The most impactful thing an owner can do: change the transmission fluid early, at 30,000 miles, regardless of what the manual says. The 10-speed runs hot, and the factory fill has been known to degrade faster than the service interval suggests. One brand has stayed off this list so far because their reliability reputation keeps most people from asking the question. That changes now. Feature number 6. Twin-turbo wastegate failure. A brand new 2022 Tundra with under 8,000 miles on the odometer went into the dealer with a warning light and a loss of power. The diagnosis? Faulty electronic wastegate actuator. The truck needed the turbos replaced. The repair required removing the entire cab from the frame, not because anything structural had failed, but because the turbos are packed so deep in the engine bay, there's no other way to reach them. A brand new truck, a cab-off repair. Toyota's reliability reputation is real and well-earned, but the first model year of any new platform has always carried risk, and the 2022 Tundra was a ground-up redesign. The 2022 Tundra replaced its long-running V8 with the new twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6, producing 389 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. The engine itself is strong. The electronic wastegate actuators controlling boost pressure on each turbo have been the weak point. Actuator failures were reported across a notable number of first-year trucks. When an actuator fails, the turbo cannot regulate boost correctly, producing loss of power, fault codes, and in some cases, overboosting that places additional stress on internal engine components. The cab-off requirement is not a quick afternoon job. Labor alone on a cab-off repair has been running $2,500 to $4,000 before a single part is replaced. Toyota issued technical service bulletins covering the wastegate issue and covered affected trucks under warranty, but trucks outside that window face the full bill. If shopping for a 2022 Tundra, pull the VIN through Toyota's TSB database before buying. Check whether the wastegate actuators have already been replaced under warranty. Any that haven't represent a full labor bill waiting to be paid. These aren't rare failures, these are patterns, built into some of the most popular trucks on the road. And the difference between a $200 fix and a $10,000 repair is usually catching it early. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of problems like this. That's what this channel's all about. Comment your truck below, and we'll tell you what to watch for.